March 19th, 1800, in the remote forests of Venezuela, the Orinoco River wound through the jungle like a dark, silent serpent. Locals spoke of the river in hushed tones, warning of invisible forces beneath the surface that could strike without warning. They called them river lightning spirits, creatures that could send lethal jolts of electricity through anyone or anything that dared enter their waters. Stories told of fish dying mid-swim, men collapsing without warning, and reptiles being electrocuted to death. To those who had never seen the river, it sounded like the ramblings of superstitious villagers. To Alexander von Humboldt, the German naturalist determined to explore every corner of the natural world. These were mysteries to be solved. Humboldt arrived in Venezuela. Drawn by whispers of these electric spirits, intent on capturing one alive. He spent weeks talking to villagers, sketching river maps, and trying to understand the habits of these elusive creatures. But the task was not easy. The waters were dark and muddy, filled with tangles of submerged roots and vegetation. The electric spirits were nearly impossible to spot. They hid in the shallows, waiting for any movement to betray its presence. Every touch could be deadly. Every step carried risk. After careful observation, Humboldt devised a bold and dangerous plan. He rounded up a herd of wild horses and drove them to run through the river, hoping the animals would provoke the spirits into revealing themselves. The first hooves splashed into the water, and the river seemed to come alive. Horses screamed and collapsed, convulsing as long, slender shapes surged around their legs and bellies. The electric spirit struck with precision and power. Dozens of horses drowned that day. Humboldt recorded every detail, drawing meticulous sketches of the river, the creatures, and their behavior. To the outside world, it sounded impossible. Yet his records were precise, noting the number of shocks, the patterns of attack, and even the way the eels seemed to target the undersides of the horses with calculated strikes. For years, the story was dismissed as fantasy, yet Humboldt's note survived, detailing one of the earliest accounts of a natural weapon unlike any other. It wasn't until 2016 that modern researchers verified his observations. The creatures weren't spirits. They were electric eels, Electrophorus electroides, a species far more remarkable than anyone had imagined. Despite its name, the electric eel is not a true eel. It is a knife fish, more closely related to catfish and carp, adapted to life in the dark, oxygen-poor waters of South America. Its habitat spans the Amazon and Orinoco basins, rivers so dense with vegetation and sediment that light barely penetrates the water. Most fish would struggle to survive here. Most fish would die. But the electric eel thrives. Electric eels can grow up to 8 feet long and weigh around 20 kilograms, making them one of the largest freshwater predators in the region. Size alone, however, does not explain their lethality. What sets the electric eel apart is its mastery over electricity, a weapon of precision capable of incapacitating animals many times its size. In one documented incident, an electric eel shocked a curious alligator attempting to steal a fisherman's catch. The eel delivered a sudden, lethal burst of electricity that killed the gator instantly while simultaneously freezing its jaws shut. The eel survived the encounter unharmed, a testament to its evolution as both hunter and defender. Electric eels generate their electricity using thousands of specialized cells called electrocytes, stacked like batteries. Each cell produces a tiny charge, but together, thousands of electrocytes can create over 600 volts. That's more than 5 times the voltage of a standard household outlet. The eel's body is made up of 3 primary electric organs: the main organ, the hunter's organ, and the sacs organ. Together, they occupy nearly 80% of the eel's length. The sacs organ produces low-voltage pulses for sensing the environment and communicating with other eels. The main and hunter's organs unleash high-voltage shocks used for hunting and defense. What makes the electric eel extraordinary is its control. It doesn't just release electricity randomly. The eel can choose to deliver a brief jolt or a sustained burst, direct the current to a specific part of its body, and even modulate the intensity depending on the situation. This level of precision is coordinated by the eel's brain, which monitors and directs each discharge with almost surgical accuracy. Researchers liken it to a built-in taser, though far more sophisticated. Unlike man-made devices that require external power, the eel produces its electricity internally, repeating bursts multiple times per second when necessary. In addition to its offensive abilities, the electric eel uses electricity to sense the world. Its eyes are almost useless, rendered nearly obsolete by the murky waters it inhabits. Instead, it emits low-voltage pulses through its sax organ, creating an electric field around its body. Tiny disturbances in this field reveal the presence of nearby prey, small fish, frogs, crustaceans hidden under debris, even the subtle movements of a swimming animal. This is a form of living radar, allowing the eel to hunt in total darkness. Once a target is located, the eel escalates. A short, sharp burst of high voltage causes the prey's muscles to contract involuntarily, often revealing the exact position of a hidden animal. From there, the eel can unleash a rapid sequence of shocks, up to 150 discharges per second, stunning or paralyzing the prey before swallowing it whole. It has essentially combined navigation, weaponry, and prey capture into a single, finely tuned system. The electric eel is also remarkably resistant to its own electricity. Its internal structures are insulated, and the current is directed away from its vital organs. Shocks that could disable other animals barely register in its own body. Evolution has crafted the eel into a machine of efficiency, capable of delivering lethal electricity while remaining unharmed. Unlike most fish, electric eels are obligate air breathers. Every 10 to 15 minutes, they surface to gulp air, absorbing oxygen through the lining of their mouth. This adaptation allows them to survive in oxygen-poor waters where other species would suffocate. Between their electrical mastery and respiratory adaptations, electric eels thrive in environments that would be hostile to nearly every other fish in the Amazon. Despite their power, electric eels are not naturally aggressive. They do not seek out humans or larger animals to attack. Yet, if provoked or threatened, they will defend themselves with precision and determination. An adult eel can produce up to 860 volts, enough to cause severe pain, muscle spasms, temporary paralysis, and even unconsciousness. Human fatalities are rare, but most occur when a shock incapacitates a person in deep or fast-moving water, leading to drowning. Repeated shocks can overwhelm the respiratory or cardiac system, particularly in individuals with pre-existing conditions. The story of Humboldt's horses in the Orinoco River demonstrates this power. The animals were not killed outright by the eels, but each shock stunned and disoriented them, causing them to struggle and ultimately drown. What was once considered myth is now one of the earliest documented examples of a natural weapon in action, a testament to the intelligence and precision of these incredible fish. Electric eels are ambush predators, but their hunting is far from random. They observe, calculate, and strike with intention. Each jolt is not only a weapon, but also a tool, revealing the environment, manipulating prey, and asserting dominance in a habitat that demands adaptability. They are living electrical marvels, combining sensory perception, offensive power, and survival strategy into a single organism, engineered by evolution over millions of years. Even the process of generating electricity is remarkable in itself. The electrocytes function much like batteries, producing small charges that sum to devastating voltages. When the eel senses movement or a potential threat, The brain triggers the organs in a coordinated pattern, producing bursts that can stun a prey animal or repel a predator. In the wild, this capacity has allowed electric eels to occupy the top tiers of their ecosystem, dominating waters where few other predators dare to venture. The electric eel's intelligence extends beyond the use of electricity. Its ambush strategies demonstrate an understanding of prey behavior, timing, and positioning. By delivering a short pulse, it can test the size and strength of a target. A series of rapid bursts can immobilize prey, and targeted strikes can manipulate the environment to the eel's advantage. Even a creature that appears simple by human standards exhibits a combination of instinct and learned behavior that rivals many terrestrial predators. The electric eel's mastery over its environment is not limited to hunting. It is a creature of precision, able to manipulate both prey and surroundings with its electrical abilities. In the murky waters of the Amazon, where light barely penetrates, the eel becomes both predator and cartographer. Its low-voltage pulses allow it to detect even the slightest vibrations in the water, revealing hidden fish beneath leaves, logs, or mud. These pulses are subtle, almost imperceptible, and allow the eel to map the riverbed in 3 dimensions, detecting obstacles and opportunities alike. Once a potential meal is located, the eel switches from navigation to attack. It can modulate the intensity of its electricity with astonishing precision. A small fish might receive a single focused shock to stun it, while a larger predator or an intruding animal might be subjected to repeated volleys. Some scientists have recorded sequences of more than 100 high-voltage discharges per second, a rate far faster than any human-made electrical device could safely emulate. These rapid bursts overwhelm the prey's nervous system, paralyzing muscles and disrupting coordination, effectively neutralizing the threat before the eel even bites. The effect on larger animals is even more dramatic. Juvenile alligators, caimans, or even small deer stepping into an eel's territory are at risk of incapacitation. In recorded encounters, eels have been observed to deliver shocks strong enough to knock these animals off balance, leaving them vulnerable to drowning or further attack. Humboldt's centuries-old observation of the horses in the Orinoco River was one of the earliest documented instances of this phenomenon. The electric eel's ability to target specific areas of the body, especially the underbelly where water conductivity is greatest, demonstrates a hunting intelligence far beyond simple reflex. Electric eels are also incredibly patient. Unlike many predators that expend energy in constant pursuit, eels rely on ambush. They hide in submerged vegetation, often completely still for hours or even days, waiting for the right moment to strike. When the opportunity arises, they use both stealth and electricity in tandem. The eel's body acts as a sensory array, detecting the approach of prey and measuring water conductivity to determine distance and size. Only when the timing is perfect does it deliver the first jolt, testing and shocking simultaneously, often causing the prey to reveal its position through involuntary movement. Despite their lethality, electric eels rarely face competition. In their dense, oxygen-poor habitats, few other species can survive, and even fewer can match the eel's combination of size, stealth, and electrical weaponry. This dominance has allowed them to occupy a unique ecological niche, shaping both predator and prey behavior around them. Fish in the Amazon often develop avoidance strategies, schooling tightly or remaining near the water's surface to evade hidden shocks, while amphibians and reptiles may limit their activity during periods when eels are most active. Humans have always been fascinated and terrified by these creatures. Fishermen know to handle them with extreme caution, using insulated poles or keeping their distance. Stories abound of villagers receiving repeated shocks when inadvertently stepping into eel territory. resulting in temporary paralysis or even drowning. Modern science confirms these dangers. An adult electric eel can produce up to 860 volts, the highest recorded voltage of any known animal. While the current is relatively low, the effect on muscles and nerves is enough to incapacitate nearly any creature that lacks the eel's natural resistance. Resistance is another remarkable feature. Electric eels are immune to their own discharges. Their internal organs are insulated, and the current is directed away from vital areas. The anatomy of an eel is specifically designed to allow repeated use of its electric organs without harm. This immunity extends even to close interactions between multiple eels. When hunting or navigating together, they rarely stun one another, suggesting a sophisticated system of electrical control and timing. Air breathing is a critical survival adaptation. Most fish rely solely on dissolved oxygen, which can be scarce in the stagnant, muddy waters that electric eels inhabit. By surfacing every 10 to 15 minutes, eels absorb oxygen directly through their mouth lining, allowing them to maintain both activity and high-voltage attacks for extended periods. This adaptation not only sustains the eel's hunting efficiency, but also ensures survival in environments that would be lethal to less specialized species. The eel's predatory intelligence extends even further. In controlled experiments, researchers observed eels using electricity to herd prey, guiding fish toward areas where a final high-voltage burst could be delivered. This indicates not only instinctive behavior, but a form of problem-solving. The eel manipulates the environment and its prey with deliberate electrical cues. It has effectively turned electricity into a multi-purpose tool. Radar, cattle prod, and stun gun rolled into one biological package. Despite all this, electric eels are not mindless killers. They have evolved to use their power judiciously, conserving energy while maximizing effectiveness. Electricity is costly to produce. Generating hundreds of volts repeatedly requires significant energy reserves. Overuse could weaken the eel, making it vulnerable to predation or environmental hazards. The balance of power and restraint demonstrates a level of evolutionary optimization rarely seen in the animal kingdom. Encounters with humans illustrate both caution and danger. While a single shock is unlikely to kill a healthy adult, repeated shocks, especially in water, can lead to respiratory or cardiac complications. Many documented incidents involve drowning following a stun rather than death from electricity alone. The eel's strategy is clear: disable without unnecessary risk, using precision rather than brute force. Humboldt's early observations of horses, now validated, show the same principle at work on a larger scale. The eels attacked strategically, not indiscriminately, ensuring maximum effectiveness with minimal wasted effort. Electric eels are also surprisingly social in certain contexts. While generally solitary, they have been observed interacting during mating seasons, where low-voltage pulses serve as both communication and courtship. Males and females exchange subtle electrical signals, conveying location, interest, and readiness to mate. This form of communication is as precise as their hunting technique, illustrating the eel's complete reliance on electrical perception over sight or sound. The combination of stealth, power, and intelligence makes the electric eel a unique predator in the animal kingdom. It is a creature that thrives where others falter, dominating waters that are inhospitable to most other species. Its evolutionary path has been shaped not by speed or strength alone, but by mastery over one of nature's most dangerous forces, electricity. In a world where predators often rely on teeth, claws, or venom, the electric eel has turned bioelectricity into the ultimate weapon, a force that can manipulate, incapacitate, and even kill. In modern times, scientists continue to study these remarkable fish, uncovering new layers of complexity with every observation. Their hunting strategies, sensory capabilities, and physiological adaptations provide insight, not only into the electric eel itself, but also into the broader mechanisms of evolution, energy use, and environmental specialization. Every high voltage discharge is a reminder that nature often engineers solutions far beyond human imagination, combining efficiency, precision, and adaptability in ways that technology has only begun to mimic. Humboldt's Orinoco horses, the alligator caught by a fisherman, and countless undocumented encounters all underscore a simple truth. The electric eel is not merely a fish, but a living, breathing electrical marvel. It calculates, observes, and strikes with intention. It senses its world, manipulates it, and survives in conditions that would destroy lesser predators. Every pulse of electricity is a testament to millions of years of evolutionary refinement, a weapon perfected through time and necessity. And yet, for all its lethality, the electric eel is not aggressive by nature. It does not hunt humans or seek conflict with larger animals. Its power is defensive as much as it is offensive, a means of survival in one of the most challenging habitats on Earth. But step into its domain unprepared, and the consequences can be severe. Electricity, silent and invisible, becomes the arbiter of life and death, a force that reminds all who encounter it that some of nature's deadliest power comes not from fangs or claws, but from the quiet hum of a shocking, unseen predator lurking just beneath the surface. The legacy of the electric eel continues to inspire awe. It is both a predator and a scientist's dream, demonstrating nature's capacity to engineer solutions that combine intelligence, power, and efficiency. Its existence challenges our understanding of life's possibilities, reminding us that the natural world is far more complex and dangerous than it might first appear. In every dark, winding river of South America, the electric eel patrols its domain, a living testament to evolutionary ingenuity, an apex predator that wields electricity with precision, and one of the most remarkable creatures on the planet.